like going back and forth. I've been kvetching, of course, about my coverage, internet coverage. There's worse things in life. But I also noticed that I wasn't actually streaming to YouTube or Facebook. Now it looks like I'm streaming on all three of my channels: Severe Studios, YouTube, and Facebook. Again, you know, I can't apologize too much. There's some people that might get upset on Severe Studios. Hey, you're not chasing a tornado. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I am testing different apps and systems and trying to get it to where when I am actually storm chasing, if I get to this year, I can do it without even thinking. It's the quote is when people like to call you on that kind of crap, and that is crap as far as I'm concerned. People like to call you on that. My favorite quote is, "You're not going to play a concert unless you practice first." Upsetting to some people, they can always turn the channel. The weather here in Kansas City is 40 degrees, blue skies. We expect to have temperatures in the 60s. It's going to be a beautiful. There goes my internet coverage. Fall. Fortunately, perhaps this year, our spring good day will happen on a weekend when people can actually go out and do something rather than being stuck inside and working. Although, you know, this is the first job I've had in quite a long time where I have weekends off. Probably in... Oh, when was the last time I had weekends off in a job? 1996? There was a time at my last job where they gave me, what, Sunday, Monday off, I think. And that was good while it lasted, but then as punishment for something I did, they took it away. I was always being punished. And, it's more like being bullied. A lot of people are in the same boat. Yeah, it's looks like it's the dawning to be a beautiful day after over a week of nothing but clouds. But the funny thing is, then Sunday it started crumbing up. This is very spotty coverage. I'm turning off my iPad in hopes that if I leave it off for a while, it might reset whatever it is. It's making it not want to link up to the iPhone, because I use the radar scope app and I want it on an iPad so I can actually glance and see it in a nice big display. But I use the radar scope app to set the tracker so that when I appear on Severe Studios map, here's another way of doing that. Like run something I can run in the background on my iPhone or what. Because I know it's the tracker actually is run through another website called I know it. I'm just drawing. It's on the tip of my tongue. Spotter Network. And Spotter Network has been set up so that each individual chaser / spotter, their internet device will communicate their GPS coordinates with this web page, Spotter Network. So all the spotters can appear on a map, so that if we are at a place where we are seeing weather, we can use certain, like the one app called MPing, or even directly through I believe directly through radar scope, because radar scope uses Spotter Network. But we can report what we see on the weather, and it gives our information to the weather service. So the weather service thinks we're in a spot that they need to know something about, they can actually call us on the phone and talk to us and say, hey, what are you seeing? I mean, it's really set up. It's very handy. And in order to do that, I had to do a little bit of spotter training, which wasn't hard at all. Interesting subject matter to me. Basically, they really wanted to know when Spotter Network was getting underway, by, I believe in the mid-2000s, 2006, 2007. Storm chasing was just becoming a very popular thing. There was a TV show on cable that a lot of people were watching, and so all the crazy people started coming out, and of course, you know, they'd be driving around on something like this, and they would be calling in a false report on a tornado just to see what they could, you know, cause. And so there have been some calls in the storm chasing that people have more training, like being almost close to meteorologists. There's some people out there think that you should not be out doing this stuff unless you're a meteorologist or you know, somebody that quote unquote has business. And I'm like, well, there's an awful lot of people, an awful lot of eyes, and if people just have a little bit of weather awareness and follow good safety protocols, that I think works really well. Problems are not necessarily being caused by people who are actually conscientious and doing their best. Problems have been caused. There have been some people out there who've caused problems who were the well-trained professionals, quote unquote. My favorite pet peeve right now, and I love looking at tornado footage, and I love that people are getting good information, but my pet peeve right now, and has been for quite a while, are people who are deliberately putting themselves inside the bear cage. Now, in case you want to know, if you don't know what a bear cage is, it is a radius around a violent tornadic thunderstorm where you could be at risk. And by putting yourself at risk, you are actually putting a whole lot of other people at risk, people who don't deserve to be at risk. storms. Again, my quality internet is provided by T-Mobile. But people get too close to the storms, i.e. the term for that is getting into the bear cage. You know, if you're in the cage with a bear, you're not going to do so well. If you're too close to a tornadic thunderstorm, a tornado, you might end up having to be rescued out of a situation you put yourself in. And by so doing, you are maybe costing the life of somebody who is trapped in their house and didn't do anything. Maybe didn't make it to the basement. But here's a hint that you're in the bear cage. So it looks like I'm back, and I said an F-bomb. I hope that got blipped out. It probably didn't. But it does kind of make me angry to see people you're not helping anybody. You're putting yourself at risk, and I'm afraid that the internet has something to do with it, because people think they're going to make a lot of money if they get right at the base of the tornado and they're in with the swirling winds going around them, and debris is raining down on their car, and what a hero. Except you're not. Now, anybody can get in a bad situation. I've been in situations myself that I look back on and kind of go, well, you know, I was a bit close there. I should have backed off. In 2013, I was chasing, and then at the end of the day, I came home only to find out that some of my heroes had actually gotten killed by a tornado. The best of the best chasers, true scientists. So everybody knows the risks. But it's one thing to know the risks and to make it a calculated risk, and hopefully everything goes okay. It's quite another thing to deliberately put yourself in the bear cage just so you can get a picture. You know, if you know a tornado is somewhere ahead of you and you're safe, if you can see it, you can take a picture of it. You don't have to get in it. I know of an individual in particular who I know deliberately drives into the tornado thinking he's invincible. And he works for an organization and he chases for them. And they're like, oh, what a great guy. Look at the beautiful pictures he gets of tornadoes and service to the public. One day it's going to catch up to him. He's going to be, great, I got debris raining down on me. Oh, look, I can look right up into the tornado. Boom. And killed, who's generally pretty innocent. He might get a first responder killed because the first responders are responding to his stupid ass. And every time a tornado outbreak, I get right up on it. They're actually in it, looking at up, and it's hitting their car, and they're screaming, oh my God, a tree just went down right next to me. Come a time when there's already come a time